Scripting. That is what this challenge is about. Scripting is a journaling method, and the journaling style, or what the way that you script is, it says it in the name, script. You are writing a script as if you're writing a TV script or a movie script or a play script or whatever, and you're writing it about your life. You are writing in the present tense things that you want to have happen, things that you want to be experiencing. But instead of saying, I wish, or I want, or someday I'm going to, you write in your journal or in your notebook or in your planner, wherever it is that you write, that as if it's happening, as if you're telling the story or writing the script of your life. And the beautiful thing about scripting, because I have done these workshops in person previously, is like people say, well, what if I change my mind? Or what if I don't know the details? Or what if, something else comes up? Well, if you think about it, a script for a TV show or a movie or any kind of script goes through revisions and editing, and things happen, and there's plot twists. And sometimes when you're starting, if you're at all familiar with writing or creative writing in any way, when you start, you don't have all of the details. You don't have the full picture, but it develops as you start writing, as things happen, as you actually experience in the script what is going on and the dynamic and the dialogue. And so scripting is a journaling method where you write in the present tense as if you're telling the story that it's already happened to someone, or you're writing a letter, or whatever the case is. And because I like to personalize things and tweak things to my own way of doing things, or put my spin on it, I guess is a good way of saying it. Put my spin on it. I'm going to be sharing song lyrics that you can use as journal prompts. And so these song lyrics, each day I will be sharing a different song lyric and giving you a prompt or a focus to be doing that with. And then you can, make that your own. You can use poetry. You can use music without lyrics. And how does the music make you feel? And write lyrics or a script to that music. Play music for how you want to be feeling. All these things will be things I share with you this week. And in this challenge, I have combined, like I just said, two of my favorite things: the music, the one I just told you about, and the moon, because working with the lunar cycle has been one of the biggest things that has made many key differences in my life. Learning how to set intentions, learning how to live cyclically, learning how to go through this process, this cycle over and over as I get clear on my dreams, as I take action and develop some insight, as I learn the things like the stories and the beliefs that are keeping me, or that have been keeping me from taking action. And as I imagine a new way forward, imagine and create and manifest a new way of being that is different than my current circumstances. And I want to take a second to acknowledge that doesn't necessarily mean you have to be hating your life. But through this work with the moon, I have come to acknowledge and accept and really step into the fact that I want more. And there's nothing wrong with that. If you have a great life, why not amplify the hell out of it? Why not amplify the aspects that are going really well and see how far you can take them? See what amazing things come your way that you had no idea about, simply by leaning into getting more, amplifying it, feeling better, having more fun, doing more of what you want, living life on your terms. That starts to open up so many opportunities, and it perfectly ties in with the lunar cycle and following that cycle over and over, because it repeats. It provides a framework for us to follow. And I personally think that music and the moon work perfectly together because the lunar cycle has a rhythm. So does music, right? So does music. It has a rhythm. The lunar cycle has a rhythm, and it follows, and sometimes, and it keeps going. It keeps going. So that, if nothing else, is something we can learn. Keep going. And you've seen the memes that you don't have to be whole to be beautiful or shining or however it is, because the moon is always there, but we see different phases of her throughout the cycle, and we see her different aspects of her, and there's different energies, and that's how we are as well. So let's see, why did my phone stop showing me comments? Here we go. We'll just get right back on track. There we go. Okay, so that is what you will learn about here. Music, using music to script and incorporating this process with the lunar cycle, because you've also heard the term dancing with the moon, right? So that also ties into rhythm and music, and that music can be experienced in many different ways. So for the moon or the lunar aspect of this challenge, I will be walking you through these 5 days, the 4 main quarters of the lunar cycle, which are the action taking phases. Now, there's different levels of action and different level of energies for each phase, but just know that by default, each action phase, which I'm starting with intention today at the new moon, for the new moon phase, is automatically followed by like a reflective kind of down lower energy phase. So it's like the yang and the yin. They go together, but I focus on working with and teaching the action phases, and then also teaching that the yin, lower energy reflective, automatically is incorporated within that. So I'll be walking through the 4 quarters, starting with the new moon. And as I share this process through each of the 4 phases, my primary focus is in helping you use all of these tools, scripting and music and the moon, to help you become and show up in life as the person who already has all those desires, who already has the kick-ass life, who already has the amped up, up-leveled existence or circumstances that you currently have. Or if you do want to change your circumstances, show up as the person and become the person who has already changed those circumstances. Because by becoming the person, by first learning and practicing and doing the things to become the person, that is what attracts those things to you. I have come to refer to this as my manifesting me process or movement. I'm really liking the concept of a movement, and all movements have to start somewhere. But if you make yourself the focus, you're never really going to forget the things that you want. Just because you don't think about them every moment of the day is actually better for your manifesting than hyper focusing on having those things or how long it's going to take. So by making yourself the focus, turning that spyglass or whatever inwards towards you and becoming the person, you take the pressure off of how, when, how long, what steps to achieve the thing. You focus on becoming the person, and that by default attracts more opportunities, more things that you had no awareness of, that you didn't even know about, that you attract by default because your energy and your vibration is moving up, improving, changing, amplifying, and you start to attract the people, the circumstances, the opportunities, the steps that will get you to that thing without over obsessing about it, without hyper obsessing and being so attached to the outcome and the timing, because that actually pushes it away. It creates resistance. Okay, so that is the manifesting me. Each day, I will leave you at the end of the towards the end of the live. I will leave you with a song lyric to use as a scripting prompt. So I am going to actually give you scripting prompts and a focus for you to practice scripting. So that's part of a challenge, doing something new or sticking with it or learning or whatever level you're at. So I will leave you each day with a song lyric and a prompt, or tell you how you can use that song lyric itself as the prompt. Let's see. And what to focus about. And the prompt and the lyric line up with the lunar phase that I will be talking about that day. Each song or each lyric that I share this week comes from a song that I have on my Manifesting Songs playlist. That is a completely free playlist you can get. It's not required for this challenge. I have had it available for quite a while. And again, I will be sharing all these links that I'm talking about in the comments at the end to have them all together. So each song that I share this week is from that list. And you will hear me say and talk about becoming the rock star of your life or showing up as the rock star of your life. What do I mean by that? The way that I share with you and the way that I talk about it is becoming that person, the mindset, having the mindset of a rock star, the energy, breaking the mold, breaking free of the shoulds and what you're supposed to be doing life your way on your terms. And a good way that I think is an example of this is an actual rock star that you see on stage, that you know, someone that you like, right? Any rock star, or even if you don't like them, just a rock star musician, professional musician out there is not always on like they are on stage, right? That's not them 24/7. That is them 4 or 5 hours a day, or, you know, for the concert or however long it is, or as they're getting ready. But they also have day-to-day, everyday lives, everyday existences for themselves. And they're not always on. They're not always dressed the same. They're not always in that same energy of like, yes, I'm performing and people are looking at me. But would you ever not call them a rock star? I saw a picture on Instagram, because I obviously follow a lot of music channels or pages, of Slash. And if you're not familiar with him, he's the guitarist for Guns N' Roses. And they showed a picture of him, I think out on vacation or with his family. And he didn't have like the big hair. It was back in a ponytail. He was by the pool or something like that. And he didn't look like the on-stage rock star. But I personally would never say, oh, he's not a rock star just because he's not dressed like he is on stage. He has done the thing. He has done the work, and he has a GNR. Yes, he has done the work. So I would never not call him a rock star just because he's casual or whatever the case is. So that's what I want you to keep in mind when I talk about the rock star. It's embodying this energy and doing the things that people say are not possible, sticking with your dream, saying, yes, I'm going to keep going. I don't know how it's going to work out, but I want this so damn bad that I'm sticking with it, and I'm going to keep coming back to it. And no matter how long it takes, I'm going to get there. That's what I mean by rock star. And, you know, I do like all the music, look, and, you know, the what's it called? Graphic tees and such. So all that, but that's just like extra. That's like support. You can be a rock star stay-at-home mom. You can be a rock star corporate executive. And I'm not using it as the adjective. You can show up and just dominate and do the things and reach levels and just show up in that energy, and knowing that this will attract more opportunities. It will improve your circumstances in ways that you don't even see coming. So that's where we go. So let's get to talking about the moon. See, I got so hot, all passionate, and, you know, Alice Cooper. Yes, absolutely. So We're talking about the new moon today. That's the phase that we're focused on. The new moon happens when the moon is actually dark in the sky. We don't see it. There's no little crescent. It's not full. It is a dark time. It's when the moon is dark. That's when the new moon time is. This is a time for setting intentions. Intentions are the things that you want to grow, that you want to manifest, that you want to bloom and develop and maybe amplify in your life. And every single time I talk about intentions in this way, you will hear me talk about focusing on how you want to feel, not the tangible thing, not the house, not the money, not the vacations, not having the clothes or the experiences. That is next. First, you might identify them. You need to know what you want, the desires you have, but focusing on how you want to feel. So for example, I worked with someone recently who said she wanted to have, good scheduling, like time management practices, and she wanted to have time for her partner, and she wanted to have a good work relationship with her coworker. And she's like, I don't even know what to focus on. And so with all of that, I said, if all of those things came to be, if all of those things were accomplished and you had that, how would you feel? What's the first word that comes to mind? She said, happy. I'm like, that's your intention. Happy. Because all of those things, if you try to focus on all of those things and send your energy out to each of those things, you'll be going in circles and you won't be accomplishing anything except wearing yourself out. But by focusing her intention on being happy and taking actions and looking at ways of thinking that make her happy, I had a call with her last weekend. She's like, I don't even know what this check-in call is for. She's like, I have a good relationship with my coworker. It's working. She's like, just before I got on the call with you, I was out gardening for 20 minutes and I get all my stuff done. And she's like, yes, I know there's going to be more. I know there's going to be other things. I'm like, don't worry about it. Let's just talk about how good you feel because you've achieved this, and let's celebrate and really soak in how good you feel, how happy you are that you manifested this intention, and subsequently all these external things have shifted for you by focusing on making yourself happy. The things, the thoughts, the actions, the steps that make you happy is what then led to all of these things. And she was like, I can't even believe it. And when that happens, when you experience that on any level, it's just such an amazing thing. Let go of the external. Don't think about it every day. How would having that external thing make you feel? And if you can't answer that question, how do you want to feel? How do you want to feel? It's such a simple question, but it can be hard to answer because it's not one we're brought up or accustomed to hearing ourselves ask ourselves or other people. So I will ask it often on calls, on posts, on stories. How do you want to feel? And by making that your intention, that then leads to taking action, noticing the things that are keeping you and preventing that happiness or that are in the way, seeing where things don't line up, that if this action is not leading to your happiness, then it's not lined up. That's where you feel this disconnect. So how you want to feel as the intention supports you becoming and acting and showing up as the person who has achieved this desire. Because if it was easy and if it was automatic just by snapping our fingers or saying we wanted it, we would all be there. But we have to go through the work of seeing the things that are unlike the intention, which is what setting an intention does. It brings up all the things that are unlike itself. Your actions, your stories, your habits, your resistances, your the way you sabotage yourself. all the things that are unlike that intention come up. And then we take action and, get some insight. And those are that's for the other phases of the lunar cycle. So feelings-based intentions is, in my experience, my belief, where it's at, because it can manifest in infinite number of ways, and by doing an infinite number of things. Or if you're not happy at work, but you want a new job, focusing on not wanting the job can lead to, maybe getting fired. And maybe that's the thing that you need. I know sometimes that's the case, but focusing on being happy and the things that can make you happy in a day, and at least maintaining a level of calm and peace at work, will lead to other opportunities. Maybe someone will headhunt you. Maybe you'll see something because you're in that energy of what is possible instead of what you hate and what you dislike. And focusing on becoming the person who has whatever it is that you desire takes the pressure off of achieving the thing. I did reference this earlier. So it takes the pressure off of, how am I going to do it? When's it going to happen? How am I going to explain this to other people? All the things that come up, those thoughts and beliefs. So focus on becoming and showing up as that rock star of your life. And if that rock star wears casual athletic clothes and has, lattes on the deck every morning, that's okay. You don't have to want to be out in front of the public. You don't have to want to be anything visible. It's just this mindset of, what I want is mine, damn it. I'm worth it. I'm going to stick with it. And it doesn't matter what other people think. It doesn't matter, because you want it. They don't have to get it. They don't have to understand it. And these are things that are hard. They sound great, but they're hard. They're hard to implement if you don't know how, and if you don't have the support, and if you're not learning the process and repeating this cycle. That's why I think the lunar cycle is cyclical. We go through it over and over until the way of thinking becomes normal, until the way of showing up like this person becomes normal. Dreaming bigger becomes normal. And we do this indefinitely, forever while we're here on planet Earth. But like I said, you can get all these songs on my Manifesting Songs playlist. So the name of the song is It's My Life. The band is Bon Jovi. And the lyric for today, for this new moon, keeping the new moon, energy, setting intentions, how do you want to feel? The lyrics are, it's my life. It's now or never. I ain't gonna live forever. And I really wish that I could sing, but it's my life. It's now or never. I ain't gonna live forever. And the reason I picked that one today is because, how does it feel? This is the focus of the prompt for you to script today. How does it feel to live the life you want to be living? And so as you script today or tomorrow or whenever you do this, you're going to write, I love my life because this is what I get to do every day. I feel so confident. I feel so at peace. I feel as if you're telling the story in the first person right now as you're living it. So how does it feel to live the life you want to be living? Focus on the feelings. We'll get into all the other details and color them in as the week goes on. If you just kind of go crazy and you just script and you write, go ahead. Don't ever limit yourself. But if you're looking for a focus for today, it's my life. It's now or never. I ain't going to live forever. And the reason, it might seem kind of counterintuitive, but I did that with that lyric because a lot of times we say, oh, when this happens, I'll be happy. Oh, when, I don't know, the kids go off to school, then I can start doing the things I want. When I retire, I can do this. So start creating songs for your own playlist and focus on things that make you feel good, feel happy, feel like anything is possible. That was the focus of the songs I put on my playlist. They make you feel like anything is possible and that you can do anything.